Hello, Waters Landing, and welcome to your real estate market report for September 2025. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty. If you're living or looking in Waters Landing, there is no better place to keep up with what's going down in real estate than right here. This month, we had updates on 18 different properties in Waters Landing, including 3 coming soon, 7 new listings, 6 price changes, 7 new contracts, and 5 closings. That's a busy month, so I'm going to talk fast, try and keep up, and let's get moving. We'll start off with 20501 Alderleaf Terrace. This is a 3-bedroom, 2 full and 2 half bath, 1,700 square foot single-family home. It listed in August for $600,000 and went under contract after 20 days on market. It closed on September 15th for $590, $10K under its list price. 13420 Bidford Court is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1,100 square foot single-family. It listed in June for $525,000 and dropped to $515 in July. They went under contract in August after 49 days on market, and it closed on September 15th for $515, $10K under its original list price. 22 Burnt Woods Court is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,000 square foot colonial that was coming soon on the 3rd and active the next day, listed at $585,900. They dropped their price by $11K 11 days later and went under contract on the 25th after 22 days on market. 13313 Burnt Woods Place is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,500 square foot Cape Cod. It was coming soon on the 2nd and active on the 9th, listed at $599,000. They went under contract on the 16th after 8 days on market. 13305 Cloverdale Place is a 3-bedroom, 2 full and 2 half bath, 1,300 square foot single family that listed for $624,900 in July. They dropped their price to $600 in August, then went under contract on September 15th after 66 days on market. 13321 Cloverdale Place is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1,200 square foot Cape Cod that was coming soon on the 5th and active on the 26th, listed for $499,900. 13305 Demetrius Way is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, back-to-back townhome that popped up as coming soon in early July and went active at the end of August for $389,000. But that apparently was an oopsies by the agent because it was pulled temporarily off the market later that same day. It spent the entire month of September temporarily off the market. So that's one heck of an oopsies. Well, 19804 Laurentia Drive is one of the larger back-to-backs at 1,600 square feet with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. They listed in July for $399,900, dropped their price first by $10K and then by another $5K in August, and then pulled the house off the market on September 19th after 65 days on market. 19809 Laurentia Drive is the same model as 19804. They popped up as coming soon back in early June and went active in August for $400,000. They dropped their price twice in September, the first by $100, and when that shockingly didn't do the trick, they dropped by $25,000 on the 26th. That didn't seem to do it either because they were still on the market at the month end after 52 days. 14353 Long Channel Drive is a 3-bedroom, 2 full and 2 half bath, 1,600 square foot townhome that was coming soon on the 18th, priced at $499,000. It's due to list in early October, so be sure to check back here next month for updates on this one. 14462 Long Channel Circle is the same model as 14353, but with 3 full and 1 half baths. It was coming soon on the 4th and went active on the 5th, priced at $540,000. They went under contract on the 20th after 16 days on market. 2575 Lowfield Drive is a 3-bedroom, 2 full and 2 half bath, 1,300 square foot townhome that popped up as coming soon in August and listed on September 18th for $437,500. They went under contract just 3 days later. 2528 near Winter Street. This is a 5-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1,900 square foot colonial that went active for $575,000 in July. They dropped by $36,000 in August and went under contract on September 9th after 56 days on market. Just down the block is 2550 near Winter Street, a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 1,500 square foot single family that listed for $599,900 in August and dropped their price by $25K on September 9th. They ended the month that way after 36 days on market. And back to the towns at water's edge, we have 20,029 Placid Lake Terrace. This is a 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 1,400 square foot townhome that listed for $509,000 in early August, and went under contract 4 days later. They closed on September 3rd for their full list price. And just down the block, 20,045 Placid Lake Terrace is a 3-bed, 3.5-bath, 1,500 square foot townhome. It listed in July for $530,000 and dropped its price to $515,000. They went under contract at the end of August after 53 days on market. It closed on September 30th for $510,000, $20,000 below their original list price. 13,523 Spinning Wheel Drive is a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 2,100 square foot colonial that was coming soon on the 8th and active on the 18th, with a list price of $665,000. They went under contract on the 24th after a week on market. 13,213 Whitechurch Circle. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath, back-to-back. It popped up as coming soon in July and listed for $365,000 in August. They dropped their price to $355,000 last month and to $347,500 on the 24th of this month. They were still active at month end after 60 days on market. And bringing it home, number 18, and our last update for September, 13,339 Whitechurch Circle, the same 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath design. They listed in August for $375,000, dropped their price by $25,000, and then went under contract just before month end. They spent the whole month of September under contract and are due to close in October, so be sure to check back in with us next time to see what they got. Taking a step back out to look at the rest of Germantown, September continued this summer's trend of sending mixed but concerning signals. There were 97 new listings in September, which is pretty typical for this time of year and only one off of last year's number. Contract activity, slightly down, with 79 new contracts signed in the month, is 7% below last year's number and flat from last month, when September is almost always busier for buyers than August. But the time on market dropped a bit. It's still double what it was a year ago, but the median time to contract in September was just 16 days, down from 25 in August. But the average time on market for the properties on the market? That's a different story. The listing failure rate, though, remains concerningly high at 28.7%. That's 3 times higher than it was last year. Prices are still positive, but only just. This month saw a 0.1% annual increase, marking the 9th straight month of slowing price growth on a year-over-year basis. Month-over-month figures turned negative back in March and have fallen 1.1% since then. So look for the annual number to continue to fall in the future. My prediction is that year-over-year rates actually turn negative next month. On a more positive note, the average 30-year fixed-rate loan was down 0.1% from last month to end the month at 6 3/8. Be sure to check back next month for another Waters Landing market report, or if you'd prefer more timely updates, including all the listing photos for each property, register at the link in the description, and we'll set you up with a free automatic email anytime a Waters Landing property hits the market, goes under contract, has a price change, or closes. And remember, if you or one of your friends or neighbors are looking to buy or sell, give me and my team a call. I'm Jed Williams with Hagan Realty. Waters Landing, you'll be moved.